Dhanavad. Vanakkam. My name is Murthy Muthuswamy. I am author of the new book, Defeating Political Islam, The New Cold War. My book was published last year in America. This book has detailed analysis of Islamic terrorism or jihad in India of the past 30 years. I am here to tell you that I am deeply opposed to the recommendations of Ranga-mishra Commission, which aims to give at least 10% reservation for Muslims in education and in jobs, that is employment. Before I talk about this particular issue, let me tell you a few details about myself. I was born and brought up in India. I received my master's degree in physics from Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. Then I came to America in 1984 for higher studies. I received a doctorate in nuclear physics in New York, and I have published extensively in nuclear and radiation physics. But here is something more important. I have always cared about India and its people. I have noticed with great deal of alarm and concern as terrorism in the name of Islam escalated within India in the past 25 years. Innocent children, women, men, and others have been killed in this senseless terror waged on India. But let's look back and look at the big picture of what is going on in the name of Islam in the past 60 years in South Asia. That includes not only India, but also Pakistan, Bangladesh. In 1947, British India was divided. As a result, Pakistan and India were created. In Pakistan, before partition in 1947, there was a population of 20% Hindus and Sikhs living in Pakistan for generations, for thousands of years. Now, Pakistan is almost devoid of Hindus and Sikhs. In Bangladesh, there was almost a 40% Hindu-Buddhist population before 1947. Now, the Hindu and Buddhist population there stands less than 10%. What about India itself? In India, the Muslim population in 1947 was about 10%. Now it has almost increased to 15%. Even within India itself, Kashmir Valley, where Muslims control power, over 300,000 Hindus and Sikhs were driven out in 1989, and they have not returned since. Kashmir is being now subsidized at the expense of India. Poor Indians, especially Hindu majority, are subsidizing the lives of extremists and others in Kashmir who continue to support terrorism in the name of Islam. The fact that in every Muslim majority region of South Asia, non-Muslims are being marginalized and are being driven out shows that there is Islamic conquest underway. It shows that Islam, as it is practiced in South Asia, does not believe in coexistence. In fact, Islam that is practiced in India and in its neighbors is an ideology of conquest, whose aim is subjugation of non-Muslims or their extermination. This is the reality of the Islamic threat India is facing. There is a religious war, jihad, that is underway. It has got both religious and non-religious, violent and non-violent component. The violent component is terrorism, as we saw in Mumbai in 2008. the non-violent component, is, I'm here to tell you, is in the form of Raghunath Commission and its recommendations. This commission suggests that Muslims be given 10% reservation in education and in employment. But let me tell you this, Muslims already have 25% permanent reservation in the form of Pakistan and Bangladesh. This reservation constitutes land, wealth, opportunities in a permanent way. That is what they got in 1947. And they managed to drive out most non-Muslims to India. Why do Muslims in India need more reservation that is going to come even more at the expense of non-Muslims in India, especially Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists and Christians? This is completely unacceptable that Muslims want more of everything at the expense of everybody else. And this is what the Ranga-mishra Commission is about. Ranga-mishra Commission is part of a jihad waged to eventually exterminate Hinduism and other non-Muslim faiths in India, in order that India is completely conquered for Islam, just like Pakistan has been. This is an injustice if it were to be carried out. That is the reservation for Muslims. Your blood should boil that Muslims would want more, especially when they have already taken away so much land permanently in the form of Pakistan and Bangladesh. People say that Muslims are backward because of that they need reservation. We all know this. Muslim backwardness is because the clerics have discouraged them from embracing modern education and to join mainstream. That is the reason Muslims have fallen behind. The reservation does little to address this self-induced deficiency among Muslims. It is because of Islam Muslims are backward. It is because of Islam Muslims are waging jihad and violence. You have to look at Pakistan to know this is true. Pakistan could have set about developing its nation like India did, but it did not. It chose to wage jihad because it believes in Islam. If Muslims want to progress, they have a choice. The choice for them is to embrace a Hindu way of life within India. That is the only choice they have. To live, to develop and to grow, and to let others coexist and to survive. India is a secular nation where Muslims have equal rights because Hindus are tolerant. And because of Hindus, India is progressing. If Muslims are majority in India, you bet India would be like Pakistan. In fact, my studies have indicated to me that if this reservation suggested by the Commission goes through, there will be many Pakistans will be created in India. Because what is going to happen is, this reservation is going to empower extremist Muslims and their access to power and influence in government, military and politics and everywhere, at the expense of deserving Hindus and others. In fact, this reservation is going to create most certainly another Pakistan, mini Pakistan to start with, another Pakistan out of India. Is this what we want? Is this what international community wants? What future Hindus are going to have in this kind of an increasingly Islamized India?